Wow, 2026, here we go. One of the things I love most about the new year is the opportunity, one, to reflect back on the year that just concluded, but two, then to look ahead, to cast vision and set goals for the new year. And that's what I want to do a little bit in this video, is just talk about 2025 and looking into 2026 and how things went for me creatively, professionally, with this channel in particular through 2025, and then talk about some goals for the upcoming year. Really, the story that I'm trying to tell with this channel, the journey that I'm trying to chronicle, is what does it look like to be a creative professional in a part-time capacity, to grow in a skill set of storytelling and videography and cinematography, while at the same time holding the balance and the tension of having a full-time job, having now 3 kids, a wife, family responsibilities, having an outlet for that creative capacity without it becoming my entire life. And that is where 2025, I feel like the rubber really met the road for me. So as we look back at 2025, I did a video almost exactly a year ago talking a little bit about the goals that I wanted to hit, and quite frankly, we fell short of them. I got about halfway through the year going strong up until May, and then everything just sort of fell off a cliff for me, creatively speaking, in terms of the videography business. I've talked about it on this channel, but I had my 3rd kid in March, which was amazing. If you're a dad out there or a mom, if you have kids at all, you know that those are some of the most special moments of your entire life, and they change everything. Kids change everything for the better, but one of the things that means is that margin sort of disappears, right? Your life gets compressed a little bit. Your time is more precious. There's more demands on your availability and time, and so I found that kind of May into June through the summer, my capacity to do creative work really fell off. And where that hurt me was really in paid work, right? My hope was that my past clients, my network, would kind of continue to carry me through a year where, intentionally, I kind of took my foot off the gas in terms of marketing myself and putting myself out there so that I could focus on my baby and on my family. And, the challenging part there is that that just didn't happen. And what I found is that all of my paid work just sort of all dried up at the same time. And so that was challenging, especially financially, led to kind of a challenging Q4. So that's got to be one of the main priorities of looking into the new year, is rebuilding that base and getting back to a healthy income stream in terms of my videography business. And, honestly, that's one of the reasons why I'm really trying to invest heavily in something like this YouTube channel. During that stretch at the end of 2025 where I didn't really have many paid shoots coming in, honestly, I found that I barely even touched my cameras. They largely sat in the closet, not being touched, not being used, and I ran into an inertia problem, right? I had no momentum, and so it was really hard for me to get going again. I find when I don't have work or opportunities to be creative, some of that creative juice sort of almost dries up, you could say. And so, one of the things with YouTube, whether anybody ends up watching this video or this channel or not, I think for me, just having the discipline of pulling the cameras out, of getting to play with lights, getting to set up projector mounts and tubes, and just pressing record on the camera is a really important and helpful discipline and exercise just in keeping those creative juices alive and keeping some of the skills fresh, and quite frankly, just in having some accountability in continuing to create content. So that's one of the goals as I look into the new year. It's a little bit ambitious, but I'll put it out there right now. My goal is to post 52 videos this year, 1 video every single week, as a discipline, also as a mode of accountability. Then also just in the hopes and sort of testing the theory that action brings action, right? That putting myself out there through social media, it can be a helpful and important form and function of marketing, and maybe paid work will end up coming in through this YouTube channel, whether that's through other creative professionals, which I'm assuming is who might actually be watching this content, or through some other 7 degrees of separation, somebody who needs a video work somehow seeing this content, or talking to somebody who's seen it and then reaching out. Well, that's one of the powerful things about platforms like YouTube, is the ability to build relationships, to build community, to build connections with people that you otherwise might never me. And I get that it's parasocial, right? But there's still something important and meaningful in having a space, even online, where you can connect with other people who are interested in the same things that you're interested in, who are trying to achieve some of the same goals that you're trying to achieve, right? Who you can run the race together with. And so if you are watching this, man, I hope you'll jump in the comments and start a conversation. Tell me what you're focused on, what your last year was like, because I love that process of getting to interact. That's how we get to learn one from another. And I think that's one of the really powerful things about this medium. So, that's one of the big goals, is to post consistently on YouTube. Now, financially, certainly there's a big financial element to this as well, not just YouTube, but creative videography work in general. Really, my goal for 2026 is to scale to a point where I have $5,000 of income a month coming in through video work. And for me, from where I'm at right now, that's, once again, kind of a big goal. That's kind of a stretch. Right now, I'm sitting just around $800 a month, really just from one client, and that's all remote editing work that I'm doing right now. So the range to go from 800 up to 5,000 is pretty significant, but that's where I would love to be. I would love to be at a place where I'm doing maybe four really cool shoots a month that are able to supplement that income, to generate that revenue, where I get to be really creative, to take on projects that I really deeply believe in. And all that being said, my goal with videography is not to go full-time. That never has been my goal. I have a full-time job that I love and that I don't want to leave. And the story that I'm hoping to tell with this channel, and the journey that I'm hoping to sort of capture, is really something along the lines of, what does it look like to build a successful videography business, to be a creative professional, to have creative passion, but to still do it in a part-time capacity, right? To not have it totally overwhelm or dominate your life. And you can be full-time without it overwhelming or dominating. I'm not trying to say that by any means, but just quite simply, what does it look like to have this passion and this creativity and to want to pursue this professionally without it being your full-time job, right? With still maintaining balance of having another full-time job that I love, that I'm passionate about, that I deeply enjoy and find value in, but then also in creating ample time and space for my family, which is number one, right? For all of us, I assume, who have families, that's why we work. And so for me, there is a financial piece to this that is real, and that is a big deal. Of course, all of us who are creatives probably have that sort of romanticized piece of us that just says, like, we just want to create something beautiful. We want to create art and kind of keep it in its pure form, and the money doesn't matter. And of course, there's a part of me that feels that, but by and large, this point in my life, in this season of my life, man, that is just, I want to be candid, that's just not where I'm at. The most important thing in my life are my wife and my kids and my family, and so everything I do has to support them, and videography for me is an opportunity to support them financially first and foremost. And so while I do love this stuff and I get a lot of enjoyment from it and a lot of joy from it, ultimately, at the end of the day, it is about providing for my family, and I want to be transparent about that, right? I do still hope to create really beautiful work. I do still hope to take on projects that I'm passionate about, and I think that is one of the powerful things about being part-time, right, is it allows me to have clarity and focus, because when I do dedicate time towards this, that time is precious, and so I'll only say yes to projects that really align with my passions or interests, so that I think I can do an amazing job at. That is amazing. Speaking of family coming first, that's my baby girl waking up. So we're gonna press pause on this because I'm filming at night. Kids are asleep. I'm up in the attic. Maybe you can see my breath. It is freezing cold, but press pause. Gotta help my baby out. I'll come back. Amazing. So, as I was saying, those are the goals for 2026. That's what we're going after. That's what we're running hard after. Man, if you are watching this, I'm so grateful for that. Excited to have you along for the journey, whether you're pursuing your own creative professional career or not. Appreciate you hanging out. I'd love to hear from you in the comments down below. Let me know what your goals are for 2026. And man, I'm just excited for a good year. Excited for a good year. 52 videos. We're going to scale this. I have a lot of faith, a lot of confidence that it's going to be a really, really great year. So appreciate you guys hanging out as always. And I guess I'll see you in a week. Week 1. Here we go. Happy 2026.